Hey guys, this is Amber with Seaside Metal Design. Today I'm going to be working on a couple of our Christmas tree Advent calendars. Now in our store we offer two options for this Advent. You can either purchase it completed, means already painted and everything's done and glued and all that fun stuff, or you can choose to DIY it and do all the painting yourself. Now sometimes you look at something like that and you think you've got it all figured out, and then you realize maybe you wish you had a little bit more instruction. So I'm just going to give you a couple pointers for how I get this one done. Now if you purchase this kit DIY, inside of your kit you're going to get all of your 25 ornaments. These are all of your numbers. And you're going to get 3 little tubs of paint here. You've got a pearlescent white, a pearlescent green, and then the red as well. You're going to get a little tub of glue. We will get to when we will need that. You're going to get 2 foam brushes. And then we have the large as well as small backers. These are going to be for the color combos on your ornaments. Now, let's see, what I like to start with is to go ahead and stain our base. This is the base here. This little slit in the center is where your metal Christmas tree is going to go. Now, you may like this color of the natural wood, or if you prefer, we do include a little tub of stain as well as a cloth to apply the stain. The stain that we include is a little bit darker, so if you prefer a lighter or a more cherry color, this is definitely more of a walnut. But we're going to go ahead and start with this. You just open up your stain here. Use the cloth that we've provided. Just, you know, put a little dab on there. You really don't need a whole lot to start off. I usually start in the corner. It looks a little bit darker at first, but this is natural wood, so it's going to get sucked up pretty quickly. I go with the grain. Now, you are going to want to do the sides as well. I'm not going to do the bottom of this piece, or probably any of the pieces that I complete, because I don't know what medium folks are going to be sitting this on. So I just don't want any stain to transfer to tables or nice tablecloths or anything like that. So I'm going to leave the bottom natural. You see, for the most part, minus this little part here, which I will rub out a little bit, got a pretty nice even stain. For the sake of time, I'm going to put this one aside to dry. I'll come back later and do these sides. Alright, so we're going to put our lid back on our stain here. Our base is drying. We're going to move on to the second part. Now, if you notice, I have all of my numbers already lined up. That's because I go by a certain color scheme, and it's easier for me to just pick everything out. Now, what I use are just 3 normal paper plates, and all the colors that I want on each one, I just put them there on the plates. And that way I can go color by color. I start with my white, and then I go to my green, and then to the red. Now, we do have 2 foam brushes included, so one of these you're going to want to rinse off before you move to the next color. Okay, now I've separated everything out. Alright, so I'm going to grab a couple of pieces that I know the color combos to. You've got the 16 here, I do white. The back on that one is green, so we're going to get a large back. And then, let's see, let's do the 7, which is also a green front, and it has a red back. And then let's go with a little one. Let's do the 4, which is red. And that one has a white backer. So we'll put those aside for a minute. Alright, so I'm going to take my 2 pieces that I know are white, and then I have 2 pieces that are green, and then 2 that are red. Alright, so you can choose to pour some of this out on a plate or something like that if you'd like. Also included are a couple little stir sticks here because I noticed there tends to be a little bit of settling when they've been sitting. So you can just stir that up. You can use the other side. I'll just go ahead and do this. And then we'll use the other one for the red. Just want to make sure you've got good coverage, so you want to make sure that's all nice and stirred up. And then you just take one of your foam brushes here. I usually dip the corner in there. The white tends to need 2 coats after the wood sucks up the first coat. Just put that on there and dab it a little, straighten it out. You know, and if you get a little bit that falls in there like I did, you can just come up from the back there, push it through, and then just drag it off. Or vice versa. Okay, so put that one aside. Same thing on the backs here. They are wood, so they tend to suck up that first layer similar to a primer. Alright, now I'm going to do my greens. Again, just a little bit on the corner there. Now the green and the red do have better standout coverage with 1 coat, but again, you know, it's your preference. I like it a little bit darker, so I go ahead and I do the 2 coats for all the colors. Just using the other corner of this brush for the red here. At home, I would suggest that you go ahead and rinse that off before you go into your red. Otherwise, you're going to get a dingy greenish red. All right. Alright, so there are those pieces. We're going to set those aside to dry before we put a second coat. Now in the meantime, I have a couple of those that are already dry for the purpose of showing the gluing. And you just take your little glue bottle here. I usually trace a little line on the back. Now, this is white glue. It's going to dry clear. So if you put a little too much on and it starts to come out the sides, I really wouldn't worry about it. You know, you can always wipe it off if you want to on the edges. But anything else is going to go ahead and it's going to dry on there. So you just take your back, your glued side there, and you stick it down. You can look at the front and make sure you've got it lined up nice so you don't have anything hanging off of the edges. You can see in there that I did get a little bit more glue. But again, that is going to dry clear. And what I suggest is to put these with the back side down and find something heavy to place on top. Now normally when I'm doing these I have several more pieces to do, so I have just a large book. I let that sit there maybe for 5 to 10 minutes, and then once you are done with that, it is all dry and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, now here is a 25, a star that I did earlier. As I mentioned, sometimes the glue comes out the sides a little bit. Now looking straight onto it, you can't tell that I had any glue overages. If you turn it a little bit in the light, you can kind of see the shine where the glue spilled over under the numbers. But again, looking at it from the front, once this is on your metal Christmas tree, I don't really think anybody's going to notice that the glue spilled over a little. Also included in your kit are these little magnets. Since I've got the star already done and dry, we're going to use this one. Now there's a little bit of scale on the sides and the back of these ornaments. This is just from where they were laser cut. So you can just use a paper towel, or you can use the other side of the cloth from when you did the stain, and that just comes right off. No big deal. Now on the back of each one of these magnets is a little peel off sticker. So you just peel that off. Take your number here. And then press down. It's got that strong double stick. So that is the back of your ornament, and this is the front of your ornament. There's really no way to show you this piece of metal without the reflection from the lighting in here. But this is steel, and it's decoratively been grinded, as well as there are these little holes in here. These holes happen to be just the right size that if you want to further decorate your advent calendar, you can put mini lights through these and then just tape the wiring onto the back. These are also powder coated clear, so that will protect your metal from any oxidization from the air. We're down here in Florida, so we do get a lot of humidity, but even inside with the powder coating, your metal should be protected for a long time. And of course, if there's ever anything that happens to your powder coat, feel free to contact us and we will take care of it if need be. Now, this is the one that I had completed with the magnet on the back. So you see that that just sticks on there. And that is how all of your ornaments will stick on your. If you liked this video, or if you're interested in completing this Advent Calendar project on your own, it can be found at www.seasidemetaldesign.com. Currently, for pre-order, it's on sale for 15% off with free shipping as well. So head on over and say hi. All right. Thanks for watching.